Hi friends, all for art and art for wasps today. I'm doing a jewel wasp, and some of these are very small wasps that parasitize other insects. So we're going to start off with the head towards the top and a little contour to start it off. Go up on each side and nest the eye, an oval at either side for the eyes. And then we'll cap off the head. These would be compound eyes. I'm not going to show little dots there, but they're made of individual lenses. I am going to show 3 dots here, though, on the top of the head. That indicates some other light sensors they have called ocelli. And I'm going to go up and curl. And I'm going to go up from the eye and curl. And there's a segmentation to the antenna. So I'm just going to start at the bottom and do a little kind of rectangle along the side. And then it starts to get so small that you don't see it. But it's nice when doing a scientific drawing to include some of those segmentation. And these guys have a bit of a neck. And then we're going to come out for our thorax. And up. And this will be where we attach our wings. We're going to do some of the exoskeleton here comes out, goes around and down, back out, and up to the side. So this is part of the thorax. We did the head. Insects get their name in sections because their bodies are cut into sections: head, thorax, abdomen. They have 3 sections compared to, say, spiders. Spiders are going to have 4 pairs of legs, but just 2 body sections. Their thorax and head are kind of fused. They have a cephalothorax. I'm going to do the thorax on this guy has some protrusions. So this is all part of the thorax here. And now I'm going to get into the abdomen, and I'm going to come out like a teardrop and really point down. On the other side, I'm going to come out like a teardrop and point down in the center. And the body's rounded. There's going to be kind of a highlight. There's some segments that we might see. I'm going to put some round lines down here at the bottom. And maybe like a triangle of darkness here. And maybe thicken this line up. These are some highlights that are seen in the reflectivity of their shell. And now the legs are all attached, the wings are all attached to the thorax. So let's go ahead and do some wings first. I'm going to give my guy a little bit more room. And starting here, I'm going to come out and then round down and back. So out, round down and back. And then the other wing, there's another pair of wings under it, so I'm going to make a loop kind of under it. And that's a second pair of wings. And then I'm going to put 2 little bumps on the big wing and do some lines that come back up, veins that come back up, and you can even show these attaching to the thorax there. Okay, so for some legs, there's going to be a fat segment on each side. Fat segment on each side. This is the hind leg. And a long segment flared at the bottom. A long segment flared at the bottom. And then another long segment, flare at the bottom. Another long segment, flare at the bottom. And then a couple little segments. Just cut them off with a little kind of polygon shape, and then they would have a hook at the end. And I'm going to draw up under the wings. This leg, the pairs are coming from higher up in the thorax. So I am going to draw right under my wings a fat segment, Maybe I'll make it a little thicker so I can find it when I'm coloring in later. Maybe make this guy a little thicker so we know, like, okay, these are similar body parts here. And then it's also going to have that longer segment flared at the bottom. A longer segment flared at the bottom. Another line. Yep. Doggies. Thank you, boys. Yep. Thank you. Good boys. They're letting me know that a delivery just showed up. A couple of other segments. Thank you. Hup. That's enough. Good boys. A couple other segments. A little hook. A little hook. Lots of excitement. And the front legs are attached, again, underneath the thorax. And what we'll see is a wide segment coming out. So I'm making kind of a flaring oval that gets pinched. And a couple of rectangular segments on each. And a hook. And a hook. And now you have a wasp that you can color in. If you have any bright blues, I'm doing kind of a bright blue down the center. And then coloring the outside. Your coloring will certainly take longer. I have some special brushes. I really like this brand called Tombow. And it's got a brush tip. They have a lot of colors. I get them at Michael's. You can get them, of course, on Amazon and stuff like that too. So I'm just going to fill in. Again, you don't have to color yours in. I'm going to leave the eyes, maybe a hint of color here. And some of it would almost have some greenish. And the legs on these guys had kind of a red. I didn't really have a red, so I'm just gonna, there was like a bright aspect to that first big segment on the leg. So I'm just gonna make a dark pink since I didn't have a good bright red. But there you go. There is a jeweled wasp, parasitoid wasp, parasite because they take their energy from the life of another creature. So they would lay their eggs in another animal, another insect, and their larva would eat the insect and kind of paralyze it. So a parasite takes energy from another animal to live. Doesn't quite kill it, it takes its energy while it's still alive. A flea is an example of a parasite because it is sucking blood from something that is still alive. That is different from a predator, like a cheetah that would maybe kill a whole animal. A parasite might end up killing it, but takes its energy while it's still alive. So here you go. It's a jewel wasp. And I'll write the word parasitoid wasp for you. Parasitoid wasp. And this would be, they're often green or blue, a jewel wasp. All right, friends, all for art and art for all.